Let's talk about the calendar settings in the system preferences. The first tab is assignment cancellation. So let's say you have a job that cancels and you have a resource assigned to the task. Well, these are the settings for the email and or text message that you can send out to the resource to let them know that their job has canceled. So if I click edit here, you'll see some of your options. This is the actual email itself, email subject line, so you can see cancellation of job number on a particular date. So again, these little icons up here are the insert data fields. So if we actually click on the drop down, you can see there is a lot of merge fields that you can actually add to this particular section, and that will go with the actual email message as well. The email message itself, this is to confirm that the job you were assigned to has been canceled, and you can see the job details there. Notice this option at the top, send method. So there is an actual cancellation PDF that gets generated that comes from the form manager. So you can actually decide how you want RB to attach or embed that particular cancellation letter. It can be straight embedded into the body of the actual email, so that would replace whatever you're going to type in here. You would not need to type anything in there if you chose that first option. You can attach it as a PDF, which is what I have selected by default. So that means you would be using the email message, and then it would say have an attachment that would be the normal PDF. Or you can choose the third option, which is embed as the actual email body and also attach it as the PDF. So again, you would not be using the email option, the email message option. It would automatically have the cancellation in there, and there would be the actual attachment as a PDF. If I scroll down, this is the SMS, the text message option you actually have too. So again, merge fields, it can say the subject cancellation of the date and time, and the SMS message itself, you can make something short and sweet, and you can also insert merge fields so the resource knows what job is canceling. Let's go to the assignment notification tab. So this is the opposite of the cancellation. This would be the assignment notification. So once the job is confirmed, you want to send your resources their assignment notification email so they have the actual worksheet. Well, here's what you can actually do. Again, click edit. Send method will be the same as before, embed it or have a PDF or do both. You can have the subject and email message set up as you wish. And then there's also down here, you have the sections file types to be automatically attached from all levels of the repository. So by default, you'll usually want to attach the notice. So if you are uploading the notice to the job level repository, if you have that notice uploaded to a resources job, it will automatically attach it to the email, so you don't have to attach it separately. So there's really no restrictions on what you can attach if you have the need to. You can just simply add the other types of files that you want to go ahead and attach. This is the text message setting down here at the bottom. So if you look down here, you can do the SMS subject, and then also you can have the SMS message. The default job statuses. So when you're in the actual RB8 calendar and you want to actually look at your jobs, you can have the default job statuses already set. So maybe your firm, your agency doesn't actually deal with some of these other statuses, so you don't actually have to see them. Then you can simply click edit and you can uncheck the ones that you don't want to see by default. Now that doesn't mean that you can never use those statuses. It just means that they will automatically eliminate it from the default search when you open the calendar. Future calendar. So in RB9, there is a send future calendar function where you can actually send the future calendar report to your client. And if you are doing that via email, which is the option, if you click edit here, this is going to be the email you can actually set up. So again, set up the email subject and the actual message. You have the same send option up here, which is attach it as a PDF. So it's always going to give them a PDF so they can actually download it and then print it out if they need it. Let's click on the holidays tab here, the most common US holidays that are observed. So if your company does observe these particular holidays, and you don't expect your resource to work those days, and you don't want to include them in the number of days that RB counts for due dates, then you can simply check which ones that you observe, and RB will keep that out of the calculation. Job cancellation. So when a job is canceled in RB, then you can also have the option of sending a cancellation letter to the client to let them know that the following job has been canceled. So again, this is your email setting. Again, click edit. You'll have the 3 options for the send method, and then you can set up the subject and the message, and also include the actual merge fields if you have the need to. Job confirmation is going to be the exact same thing, except kind of obviously of cancellation. It's a confirmation. So after you schedule the actual job in the RB9 calendar, then basically what you can do is you can send a confirmation of scheduling email to the client, kind of a courtesy to let them know you put it on your books. So again, same options you'll have here: edit, and send method will be all 3, and then you'll have the subject and the email message. Let's look at the jobs tab. So these are the monthly view jobs function settings. So you'll have line data for the monthly view. You have a couple options. So RB will show 2 fields of line data per job in the monthly view of the calendar. So you can either show the start time or the job number in one field, or the firm name, the case, the job number, the status, or the witness in the other. And you can decide how many jobs you want to see per line on each given day in the month. So let's take a look. I have start time, first name, and I will show up to 4 jobs. So in our calendar and then monthly view, this is what it actually looks like. So the time and the actual client. So you can see that's why mine looks like start time and firm name. That's why it looks like that. New job settings. So this one's only one option for right now, and that is automatically add a default task when the new job is created. I would suggest that automatically you go ahead and check that box so the task is automatically created. That way you don't have to create it manually every time you create a new job. Overdue tasks report. So this particular option is for an overdue task report that we have built into the system now, for when jobs or tasks become past due and not turned in by your resources. So a lot of this was asked for the old version of RB, and we implemented it into RB9. But basically you'll see this is the email setting that you have. It's going to be a PDF, so basically you're sending the resources a report of which jobs and tasks that they have outstanding. So again, subject email, go ahead and make the actual email message, and you can tell them to review the PDF to get a list of their jobs. Resource blast. So this tab controls the actual email and SMS setting for the last minute depot request for a client. So when you get that emergency job come in and you need to email your list of reporters and or send a blast text message, this is where that's all controlled. The top section up here, email subject, email message, that's going to be the actual email you set up. And if you scroll down here to the bottom, this will be the actual SMS, the subject of the SMS, and the actual message itself. So again, when you're setting these up, make sure that they're right to the point. First one to call you gets the actual job. The slash option down here, number of emails to send at one time. The higher number of emails that you set can obviously slow down your system because it's sending out more emails at once. So you can choose 10, 20, 30, 50, or 100. It's up to you. It'll just do it in batches if you have more than 20. And the last tab under the calendar section is time zones. So in here, if we click edit, you'll see we have pretty much every time zone in the world. And we automatically check the ones in the continental US that you would use. But if you do need to use other time zones, find one that you want and you can just simply check it and then save your settings. And that'll do it for the calendar options.